What up, though? All right.
One question most owners wish they'd asked sooner. Why does my dog lick their paws so much? Well, the root cause of this seemingly innocent behavior might shock you. You see, paw licking often has nothing to do with the condition of your dog's paws. It's actually your dog's way of trying to soothe any discomfort they're feeling, and it is often the first signal that they're dealing with a deeper issue or gut health. You see, when you
anything a man can do.
Just when you thought the news out of Washington could not get any worse, I am going to send a chill down your spine with 3 simple words. President
Harris. This is a real possibility. It is not just coming from the... Just when you thought the news... Washington could not get any worse. I am going to send a chill down your spine with 3 simple words. President Kamala Harris. This is a real possibility. It is not just coming from the fevered nightmares of conservatives. It is actually being predicted by the sitting president.
And I can say as much as I want from the time my 2 daughters were born that you can do anything a man can do. It's one thing for somebody to say that and keep pounding that in the head of their 5 granddaughters as well. But guess what? Until they see it, until they watch, it becomes real then. That's why, by the way, it happens to be in Asia for me right now, but that's why we have a female vice president of the United States of America. We're going to have some presidents pretty soon.
We're gonna have some presidents pretty soon. That would be a change of pace, wouldn't it? I think Joe Biden meant to say we're going to have female presidents pretty soon. Pretty soon. Does Joe Biden know something that we don't know? That would also be a first. Biden apparently does not know how many Americans are stranded in Afghanistan. He doesn't know how much of our military equipment the Taliban now owns. He doesn't know exactly who we're flying into America from the most violent country on earth. In fact, the only thing that we seem to know for certain right now about our politics is that things are likely going to get much, much worse. I'm Michael Knowles. It's the Michael Knowles Show. Welcome back to the show. My favorite comment yesterday from Ryan Weiss, who says, when Michael was talking about the woman on Twitter crying about cutting her son out of her life because he voted for Trump, my first thought was, I didn't know my mom was on Twitter. Lol. You know, it's funny. I mentioned this yesterday about a woman crying as she couldn't speak to her own son anymore, her beloved son, just because he voted for the other political party. And I thought this has to be a joke. This has to be a troll. But then I had a number of people write into me saying that this described their families too. Pretty pathetic stuff. I just want some relief from all this crazy tension. And when I want relief, I turn to Relief Band. Do you ever find yourself...
So this is, I already predicted this shit. What? However long he's been in, however long this dude has been in office, 6 months, 7 months, some shit like that. I predicted this before he was the president. As soon as he announced a black woman as his VP, I'm like, oh, she about to be the president. She is about to be the president, yo. We about to have a black woman as the president. I can see parts of their agenda. Yo, what up, bro? Man, my bag, I ain't had enough time to come down and holler at you, man. Our show was press. But I can see the agenda, certain parts of it, but I really don't know where this shit is going. But I understand like certain aspects of like the overall agenda. And one of the main things is to, yeah, the weather was crazy, my guy. One of the main things is to change the scenario, the understanding, and the conversation on civil rights. That's the main thing. They want to keep a subordinate class. They want to keep a lower tier caste. They don't want everyone to be on the same equal level playing field, and there has to be a scapegoat at all times. And for whatever reason, the darker your skin is, the lower you are to the bottom. It just is what it is, especially in Western countries where predominantly European Caucasians run the main institutions. So black people are at the bottom. We're going to stay at the bottom. We always have to be a scapegoat. We always have to be their boogeyman. We always have to be the opposite of their moral compass or whatever. And so this trend has been going on since slavery. And so they've been able to mentally and physically keep the black population at the bottom so long that they don't want to have to really deal with us on any major platforms at all, in any major way. They just want us to accept our position and deal with it. And pretty much like the Indians in India, like the real people from India, the people in the caste system just accept it because it's like ordained by their god, and the lower tier caste system just, they feel like it is what it is and I'm untouchable because this is how I was born. And so I shouldn't be allowed to do certain things, and my voice shouldn't be heard in certain conversations, and I don't have input. And some people are cool with that because that's how their religion is structured. And so in order for us to have that in order for us to have that same type of structure here where the lower caste just accepts that it is what it is, you know. And for the longest, the black man in America has not accepted his position. We have not accepted the fact that we're at the bottom, and we are perpetually placed at the bottom, and it's very hard to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. And we're not comfortable with that. But the elite want us to be comfortable with that. They want us to be comfortable with our position and just accept it. And so they have instituted certain agendas and programs to desensitize us to the fact that we are perpetually held at the bottom. So what they do is say shit like separate but equal. You remember those kind of phrases? Separate but equal. And then they let you vote in their political elections, but it's a voting rights act. It's an act. It's never been upgraded to a law or anything like that. The Constitution has been worded slightly different, but it's still an act, and they can take your right to vote away. I want every black person to really understand that shit. Like, they can take your right to vote away, so you're still not a full citizen. But they want you to be comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? We gave y'all the Voting Rights Act. You can vote as long as we say it's cool. And then they allow some members of our ethnic group to achieve, to reach certain status levels and certain economic levels. And most of them are hand selected, and a few of them just really break out by themselves. But then once they get so far, there's always a glass ceiling and there's always some type of pushback. But as long as you play along with the system, they will allow some individuals from our group to excel, and then they can be seen as the token individual. Like, Oprah Winfrey made it happen, Jay-Z made it happen. And now we're in this phase of even larger scenarios of people from our ethnic group achieving, or they use wolves in sheep clothing. So the next major desensitization that they gave us was a black president. See, look, black people, everything is good. You guys have no reason to complain. We set you free. We ended Jim Crow, pseudo semi-slavery. We ended segregation. We let you vote. We gave you a black president. You know what I'm saying? You guys are good, man. You guys can go to all our Ivy League schools if you want. And so they desensitize us to the fact that there are challenges and obstacles that are placed by the establishment in order to keep us down. Man, you got every opportunity in the world. You can achieve just like anyone else. Look at Obama. And then on top of that, giving us such a visualization to look at, putting an individual in that position, and then our deep-rooted problems within our community still didn't get solved. So they put a wolf in sheep's clothing because Obama technically is not a black man, because they know if they put a black man who has no other experience outside of the black experience, outside of black culture, a fundamental African American who is deeply ingrained in his community and understands the plight and the issues of African Americans. A person like that who has a black mother, a black father, a black grandmother, a black grandfather, a black great grandmother, a black person like that will never ever run this country. Not in my lifetime or my kids' lifetime. You will not see a fundamental African American reach that level. But they gave you Obama because he looks like one of us, knowing that he doesn't have that same type of connection as a full black person, because he's biracial, he's multiracial, he's mulatto, he's, mixed, he's half and half, whatever term you want to use. We make a distinction when it comes to different racial groups mixing in among each other. So it's like, but for some individuals, we just throw that shit out the window. Like, oh, the first black president. No, he's mixed. He's mulatto. Why didn't you say the first biracial president or the first multiracial president? Why didn't you say that? Because that's the truth. Because honestly, they can't say that because Obama wasn't the first mixed president. There were previous presidents who had parents from two different ethnic groups. So that was another major scenario that they used to galvanize our minds to stay at the bottom. And now this is true. Not all black people think like me. I don't think that I'm one of 1,000. I might be one of every 500 because just critical thinking is growing as a hobby, as a pastime. People enjoy reading and re-educating themselves and trying to understand the world subjectively as it is. And so with all the issues and all the traumas in the black community, and even still the debate over reparations, and we get a black president, and none of that shit gets solved. Nothing really gets solved. Obama focuses on the war effort from the previous president, healthcare, the debt, and transgender issues was like his main focus throughout his whole presidency. Even the Black Lives Matter protests, he barely touched on that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that let the rest of America know, hey, black people, you guys are always complaining. Black America, you guys you've been complaining ever since we set you fuckers free from slavery. Complain, that's all you do. And look, you get a black president, and you guys don't even utilize. I don't want to hear you complain anymore. You've had the opportunity to address the issues in your community and you did not do it, we're tired of hearing you argue. We don't want to hear it anymore. And then we get a president like Trump, and then we get Biden, which is this weird scenario. And then soon as he said, "Oh, I'm going to have an African American female run as my vice president," who's not really African American. That's what I'm saying. They pull these people out who are supposed to represent fundamental black Americans, and they're not. They're not fundamental black Americans. They're not. But they pose as one of us in order to silence our true voice. And so now, after Obama, this would be some crazy shit. Because soon as I seen Camilla, I'm like, yo, somehow they about to make this lady the president in a roundabout way. Because they figured that America isn't ready to outright vote for a female president. But if we get a female vice president, and for some unfortunate, unseen events and reasons, our standing president can no longer serve the position, that's where the vice president steps up and takes the Oval Office. And so now you can usurp all the voters and everyone else and instill African American female as the president. But then what will this do politically and socially? And see, this is the thing. Black people feel like we are owed our just dues. I don't give a fuck about the world. I don't give a fuck about Africa or India or China or Pakistan. I was born in the United States of America. This is the only country I am a citizen of. This is the only history and culture I understand. And I understand that the African American in the United States of America has been slighted. Do we all agree? Has the European founders of this country tried to right some of their wrongs in certain aspects? Yes. But we damn near freed our fucking selves, because the history they don't tell you is there was dozens upon dozens of slave rebellions prior to the Civil War. Motherfuckers just wasn't happy being slaves. We killed thousands of motherfuckers trying to get our freedom, trying to get loose from this oppressive system of slavery. We joined armies on both sides of the Civil War to try to get free from this fucking crazy ass shit. We damn near freed ourselves. And the Emancipation Proclamation isn't technically a document of freedom. So, yeah, we feel like that the United States owes fundamental black Americans something. Because you got 300 years of free labor where the European founders were able to claim and privatize all the best land, all the best waterways, have free labor so they can sit and think of ingenious ideas and new inventions, while they had a labor force that could not sit and think. All we were is a labor force, and kept us from education for generations. Without education, I don't even want nothing from white people. Let's do it like this. Let's just say for the next 300 years, any white American born in the United States cannot learn to read or write. It will be a punishable offense. if the white man is able to read or write, only for 300 years, for the next 300 years. But everybody else in this country, we can still get our degrees, we can learn foreign languages, go to engineering school, we can do all that shit. And then in 300 years from now, let's see how this is going to be a little different. Yeah, every race went through it, not just black people. Yeah, but black people are the ones who went through it the hardest, because the European had centuries of slavery to study and create the perfect form of chattel slavery, where every other culture that has been enslaved, which is many, because fact, every race has went through it, not just blacks, but every other ethnic group and culture still has their culture. The African American in America, we carry European names, we speak the European tongue. Oh, you know what? Motherfucking, what they say, the motherfucking Irish. Oh, they had Irish slaves and all this. Yeah, but Irish people still know they're Irish, and they still have their Irish family names. We went through it the most and the longest, and we have had the harshest effects from it. Once again, the African American is a created creature. The European took individuals from the native lands, from different continents, and brought them here and broke them down completely and remade these people into what they wanted them to be: complete servants who only knew what they were told, who only spoke the language they were taught, and understood the world as it was presented to them. The European created the nigger. The nigger is a created creature. That has never, ever, ever happened in history before. Never has any other culture broken a people so much that they don't know their ancestral names. It has never happened before. So yeah, you kind of owe us something. I feel like, yeah, you kind of owe us something, man. You know? Oh, well, our people were slaves too. And you still have your culture. And you still know your motherland is Ireland. And you still can trace your family lineage even through the times your family was slaves. And that means something. You have a heritage and a homeland you can tie yourselves back to. Black people born in America, we can't do that shit. We trace our shit back to a bill of sale in Virginia or South Carolina, some dumbware. That's as far as we can go back, if we can get that far back. But you know I had that in here, man. Oh, I went home. I had to grab me some of them blend them ginger ales, bruh. Got like 4, 5, 6 packs of them shits. Them shits is delicious. Can't find that shit nowhere. As soon as you cross the North Carolina line, you ain't gonna find that ginger ale nowhere, yo. Boozy, what it dozy? So yeah, now they about to fucking put Kamala Harris as the president. This is about to be some weird, funny shit, yo. Because this is gonna really... Oh no, it hasn't been just fine since I was born. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, most Europeans in America have generational wealth. If it's just a little bit of land or a couple of houses that they've been passing down through their family for a couple generations. You know what I'm saying? If we had our reparations, our 40 acres. Imagine that shit. If every black family out of slavery had 40 acres and a mule, we would own Georgia. Like the entire state of Georgia would be all black people. Imagine that. Our own, and most states in America are roughly the size of most European countries. So technically, black people could have our own city-state, our own little small country, our own nation within the nation. But you gypped us out of that. Once again, you gypped us out of 300 years of development, education, and then the promise to pay us for helping you build this goddamn country. So yeah, I still feel like you owe something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you still owe something. Even after we fought for this country in all the wars, you know, motherfuckers still got the GI Bill, and we was excluded from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Redlining and gerrymandering and all that shit, and excluded from buying houses. Even when we were just sharecroppers, busting our ass, trying to motherfucking gain enough money to buy backyard private property. No, that's not racist. That's not. How is that racist? People choose to live where they want to live. If you go into a suburbs of any major city, and the population in the suburbs are like 94% Caucasian, is that racist? Because all white people choose to live together? That's not racist at all. People can choose to live where they want to live. And normally people like to live around individuals who look similar to them, who have a similar common interest as they do. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's why there's you go to New York on Canal Street and it's like Chinatown. Do I walk up and down Chinatown streets like, oh, y'all racist fucking Chinese people? Why in the hell everybody around here who live in this neighborhood is Chinese? It's not racist at all. You go to Little Italy or Little Havana and everybody has their enclave. Yeah, we do all bleed the same. But you're gonna make sure that your family eats before anybody else's family. You're not concerned about my son. You don't give a fuck if my son eats dinner tonight. As long as your kids eat dinner, then you feel like you're taking care of your responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we all bleed the same, but I gotta take care of my shit the same way you gotta take care of your shit. And the only way I can take care of my shit is if I got access to resources. The same way you got access to resources. Because my grandparents ain't had no house to leave to my parents, to leave to me. I had to work, bust my ass to buy a house, so now I can try to leave something to my fucking kids so they don't start from scratch. That is that part. Now I gotta become financially literate so I don't get in debt, and I can start a business, and I can pass down a business to my children so they don't have to go beg somebody for an application to work for them. And white people like, there's no such thing as white privilege. You know what the biggest privilege of a white person is? Is to know you're white. It's like, yo, even a white person who live in a trailer park can say, at least I'm not black. You know? At least you know you're white. And then white people know, all white people understand the secret too. It took me a while to figure out the secret with white people, but it's historically written in documentation on how you got to be white and how we got to be black. because you wasn't always white. You was German, Italian, Jewish, motherfucking British, and you are of your native land. You were countrymen. You know, I'm Russian. But when all y'all come to America, it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm Greek and he Italian. But when the black people see it, we both white. It's that little secret that white people got. Like, if you go to other countries, this shit, the system of white and black don't really even, like, translate well. I'm reading some shit now, yo, it said there ain't no black people in Africa. And that shit just like, you know what? Really? There ain't no Africans in Africa. Ain't no black people in Africa, bro. The motherfuckers is Zimbabwean and Congolese and Sudanese, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand the concept. They still countrymen. And most French people will say the same thing. I'm French. I'm not white. But you come to America, you white now. And all the white people play the game because they know the benefit of being white. As long as we represent our European strength together, and that is the psychological advantage. I'm not black. I'm not of the lower caste. I'm of the upper caste, just from the simple fact of the complexion of my skin. That's a psychological advantage. That's one less thing you have to stress about. Yeah, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, the people with absolute power who owns the land and the castles, they don't give a fuck about you either. And that's the other thing that white people don't understand about white supremacy. You're not a part of the supreme group. You're not a part of the elite. You don't have the same last name as any central bank. So when they put recombinant bovine growth hormones in your kids' Happy Meals, they feed that shit to all the kids. When they chemtrail the cities, they chemtrail you too. When they give you the vaccines, you get the same fucked up shit like everybody else get. The 1%, the elite, the real white supremacy, they don't give a fuck about you or your skin complexion. You just like me. For real, for real. But you don't see it because you white. And you think, oh, everything will be hunky-dory for me too. Nah, bruh. You just some regular, average person who don't mean shit. That's why you're on PlayStation along with the rest of us. Because if you weren't, you'd be making treasury bonds for the United States. Because motherfucking Biden just gave the Pentagon a $25 billion budget increase annually. You'll be in those circles moving shit like that, but you're not. So you don't matter either. Once again, your equal is bigger. Everybody think equal means better or bigger. Man, we just want to be equal, motherfucker. And fuck y'all don't understand about that shit. Oh, they want to be bigger and better than everybody else. No, nobody don't, nigga. When I go in the store, I don't want people looking at me just because I'm black thinking I'm about to steal shit. Just the same way you don't want people looking at you thinking you about to steal shit. When a cop approached me, I want him to have a pleasant, polite tone in his voice the same way when he approached your ass. How is that wanting more or trying to be bigger or better? Shit. I want the same assumptions you have.
I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
And that wasn't no setup. Them people actually paid to probably come listen to her lecture. And she asked a simple question. All you white folks in here, if you want to get treated like a black person, stand up. Oh, I guess y'all didn't understand the question. If you, as a white person, wants to be treated as a black person in this society, stand up. An entire room full of white people. Nobody stood up. Not one person. And that was coming from a white person, someone who looks like them, someone they feel they can trust. She reminds me of my aunt. She reminds me of my grandmother. She reminds me of my mom. But that very question coming from a white person to a group of white people is so stunning, so shocking, so taken aback that they understood it. If I got up there and said this shit, nobody wouldn't probably wouldn't understand what I was saying. But coming from someone like her to an audience like that, they understood exactly what she meant. The same way you can understand exactly what she meant. And you would have a similar reaction, I can assume. Now you would say, oh, I would stand up, or whatever. When you're in a room full of all white people and you feel safe and secure, and it's just us, you would have had the same reaction. Because subconsciously, white people, white America, Europeans know this shit. You know that there's a system to keep the caste. White, brown, red, black. You know, the darker you get, you're at the bottom. And everyone understands this. That doesn't make any sense. How can you have such a large construction force, an engineering force, a mathematical force to build a structure without having some type of welfare? If I'm working all day building, or if I'm working all day drawing up designs and plans, or if I'm working all day trying to calculate shit, somebody got to have food ready. Somebody got to have water ready. Someone got to have a place for me to sleep ready. And then what people don't understand about the pyramids is the people who you envision as the builders of the pyramids from 5,000 years ago are not the builders of the pyramids. The dynastic Egyptians found the pyramids as they were, and it was ancient to them. The people we know as the pharaohs found the pyramids. They did not build the pyramids. They found them. And when they found the pyramids, they were already ancient. No, not all black people are like me, bro, but not all black people read as much as I do. All black people don't listen to Jane Elliott or Michael Knowles either, you know, 'cause I was just listening to some Michael Knowles just now. You probably don't know
Nauseated.
Michael
I
Knowles.
often feel nauseated reading the news these days, but you can be nauseated also by, morning sickness. You can be nauseated by hangovers. You can be nauseated by migraines. I get a number of migraines. Relief Band. That's the way to deal with it. It's the #1 FDA-cleared anti-nausea wristband. It's been clinically proven to quickly relieve and effectively prevent nausea and vomiting from all sorts of things. Anxiety, chemotherapy, right down to the regular old hangover. The product is 100% drug-free, non-drowsy, and provides all-natural, long-lasting relief with zero side effects for as long as needed. Relief Band stimulates a nerve in your wrist. So it stimulates this nerve that travels to the part of the brain that controls nausea. It's incredible technology developed for use in hospitals. If you've ever...
Not all black people are like you, bro. Intelligent, articulate, doesn't have stage fright, well-spoken. Goodbye, back. I can convey a message. I can make a point. Yeah, I guess you hang around the wrong black people. I don't know what kind of I have black friends you be hanging out with. I'm not them, bro. I'm not them. Your black friends say, yo, what TV show you watching? My black friends say, yo, what book you reading? Your black friends say, yo, bro, you seen the game last night? My black friends say, yo, bro, you seen that shit in the news last night? Your black friends be like, I'm going to the fucking club. My black friends be like, I'm about to go to the museum or an art gallery. See, because my black friends like shit like this. So I guess all black people are not the same. You just hanging out with the wrong black people. It might be your set of friends, or that one black guy that you keep on your Facebook to show that you're not racist. My homeboy Douglas, man, he worked down at the fucking Lowe's in the lumber department. He's on my Facebook, man. He don't never talk about that shit on Facebook. All he do is post Dallas Cowboys, Jordans, TikTok. I got some friends who are professors. You know what I'm saying? Some of my friends, hey, I got a homie working at CIA, nigga. Swear to God. We got different friends, man. Come on, man. We got different friends, bro. You gotta meet you some new black people. My name Travis Prince. It's nice to meet you. You can Google me, bro. That's your problem. You need to try to Google some of your black homies. Yo, Google my name, bro. Travis Prince, artist. Google that shit and see what come up. You need to meet different black people. If I Google you, what gonna come up? Your police record? What high school you went to? See, man, we built different, bro. Just like all white people ain't the same. Innocent of what? Everybody innocent until proven guilty. I'm innocent of everything. And I got several moderators in here right now. But we not scared of the conversation. My shit say art and education, bruh. What's the name of my channel? This shit is art and education. As long as you not being belligerent, we can disagree all day. And then we can agree to disagree. we agree to disagree. If we not gonna find a common ground, it be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it's harder for you because you gotta type it and I can talk it. But It just be like that. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I get it. It's hard to see your perspective from a different point of view and then not really be able to challenge that perspective when so much of it makes sense. It's like, I don't want to accept what he's saying as truth, but I can't really argue against it. I felt like that before, and that's when you have to like reevaluate your argument and maybe change your position on the argument slightly or dramatically. You never know. Like I say, it's your group of friends, bro. We out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no gang banging drug dealer. That shit is passe, man. That shit is old school and played out, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to be Tekashi 6ix9ine? Hey, that's fine and dandy. Hey, man, I'm trying to read some books and paint some pictures, man. Maceo. Jedi, hey, every time you said, yo, the same thing can be reciprocated, bro. I wish more white people were open to a conversation. Tell me how you feel. That's why it took me a minute to get Trump. But in the end, I was like, no, don't vote that nigga out. That nigga's super honest. I like when he's super honest because I might not agree with him. So the fuck what? But I agree with him on some things. You know what I'm saying? I agree with Trump on a couple of issues. And I think he would have did a way better job than a 40-year career politician, whoever it may be. These career politicians get in there and they do the same thing they've been doing for the last 25, 30, 40 years. Nothing. Trump got in there and he, if nothing else, he was funny and interesting to watch. But I don't gotta agree with everybody, man. That's the best thing about having a conversation. If you and everybody you spoke with always agreed on everything, you just living in the echo chamber and you don't know what the fucking real world is like. And that ain't good. You gotta talk to people who you disagree with on some things. Shit. Damn. Juice. Agree to disagree, man. Look, I gotta paint, man. I've been running my mouth for an hour. So this is where I'm gonna lose most of the audience because we about to get to the boring part for most of y'all. This be the fun part for me. But I'm working on 2 commissions right now. And this is a very, very different commission. This guy wants a cartoon painting. And I don't know. So I've been on vacation for the last 5 days. And while I'm on vacation, I've been thinking about this, like getting back to the studio and like how am I going to approach this painting. And I thought for a long time, like, you know what, just for some cartoony type shit, I can probably use acrylics. I can use acrylic paints. And like that shit'll dry fast and I can finish this shit in like a day or 2. But then I'm like, no, what if I just use my oil paints? It'll take longer, but I don't know, it'll have like an oil painting look on cartoony type characters. So, and this is his whole idea. So this right here means so much to this guy, yo. And he's paying a pretty penny for this. But these characters are to represent him through different phases of his life. And the final character is kind of where he's at right now in life. And it has his home city skyline in the background. And it just has this really cool 90s type feel to it for the cartoon era. And I like it, but I've never done anything like this before. So this is going to be kind of interesting. And it's going to be really colorful because the background is essentially like just an abstract painting. And so now I have to approach this at a different way because honestly I wish I would have done the entire abstract painting first and then drawing the characters on top of that. But now for it, I'm gonna have to like cut in and around each character, and I don't know, like, and see, like I approached the sketch like I would approach any other painting, and I don't think I should have did that. So now I'm just really trying to figure out how to come at this thing, but it should be pretty fucking dope when I'm done, just because it's like nothing I've done before. I've never painted like cartoon characters. I just haven't. Well, I'm lying. Not exactly cartoon characters, but I've done video game characters. But video game characters have more. That's like more detail. Is that all the wire I got? Oh, I guess. But this is more detailed than like a Charlie Brown character. And so I have painted cartoony characters, but like more detailed. These are just like, just like flat images, like 2D images. So what I want to do is, I want to go over the sky one more time, and then the blue fading into the white, let it be done. I won't have to worry about that at all anymore. So if I do the sky once more, and then I have this image of these cartoony clouds that I want to put in there. Where the fuck is my phone? So I think I saved this picture, and I'm going to change them a little bit, of course, but I want to do something. Yo, my nose is so runny right now. I want to do like some cartoony clouds, something like that in the sky. So you want clouds in the sun. I'm about to sneeze again. Oh my god. Alright. Are you done? Are you done? I gotta do a show over here, man. I might be finished, yo. Shit. No, trust me. He has a very specific idea. Man, I got notes, and we done talked on the phone like for at least 2 conversations, added up to about 45 minutes of conversation. So he knows exactly how he wants it to look. So get you some ball teeth, the motherfucking pomegranate junk. Shit, bro. I've been like this all day, yo. But I did some activities outside. Where the fuck I keep putting my phone? Oh, my bad. I did some activities outside with the kids. Now, I guess technically I'll be breaking the laws and I'll be showing you pictures, but I'm not posting it like on social media. I guess this is social media. But anyway, so we were outside today doing some chalk drawings with the kids. You can't really see their faces anyway. And I drew like my octopus guy. It's kind of hard to see it, but yeah, I drew my octopus. Oh, that's my Cash App. If anyone wants to send me some money, you can Cash App me at Paintings by the Prince. Send me a couple dollars. Motherfucking vacation been lit. You see the yard full of fucking cars, bro. Shit, cars everywhere. Niggas on bicycles. Got the bouncy house. What? Yo, vacation been lit, son. Chilling with my homie, one of my best friends, who is what? Yo, this one of my best friends. This nigga come to every cookout. Motherfucker come to every cookout, bro. Big B. Motherfucker, yeah, he probably don't like me sharing his motherfucking face and shit though. Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. I just realized how many of his books I actually keep in my room, yo. But yeah, my homie B, yo, this the dude, my author homie, yo. Motherfucker be writing hella books. He don't write no more, man. Like I said, we burnt out, man. Hey, when I tell you, man, we motherfucking the research and study. So, and then I tell you, I know motherfuckers who smarter than me. Like all the shit I be talking about, man, all the government conspiracy and shit, yo, my homie fucking write these shits, yo. 5 Cent Solutions, Brandon Turbyville. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker author, yo. Yo, I don't hang around no dumb motherfuckers, bro. I don't hang around I don't hang around no dumb motherfuckers. That my homie right there, B. Yo, motherfucker gonna ever cookout. Yo, he came up here this year, yo. He came when I had my art show in June. My man B, hey, came all the way from South Carolina to come to my art show. My cousin on the 1 and 2s, getting the motherfucking DJ booth set up. What? Yeah, that shit been too lit, son. Vacation. Anyway. Alright, I gotta paint for at least an hour. So what we gonna do is in Greenville, yo, that's like one of the biggest counties in the state, yo. Greenville, South Carolina. I got a couple of homies live in Greenville, yo. Well, my internet motherfucking is so slow, yo. Can't even load my shit right now. Irmo, I know where that's at. Self-published, bro. He published his own. He published his own shit through like just I forgot what company he was using. That shit got barcode ready and everything, bro. Self-published. They never went through no like major distributor. Yo, motherfucking Greenville. Yo, my man. Yo, my homie, a motherfucking like a professional bodybuilder, yo. Yo, my homie used to be the fat boy, and then he fucking lost weight. turned to like a motherfucking super beast, yo. See, you don't have to be posting pictures of himself like that. That motherfucker a beast as shit, yo. But he a personal trainer now. He used to do like professional competition and shit. But now he a professional trainer. But he used to be like fat, like he was like the fat dude, yo. Motherfucker. He told me his little story, man, how he got down. He told me his little story, yo. He said got down one day, him and his wife was having sex, right? He said yo, I hope you don't mind me telling this story, big homie. But it was like some shit, yo. He said him and his girl got finished fucking, yo. He laid back on the bed and he lit a blunt. And he looked down, he was like, bruh, I looked down, I couldn't see nothing but my stomach, nigga. He was like, I couldn't even see my dick. I was laying flat on the bed and I just saw my stomach. He was like, I don't know. He said that shit fucked his head up for some reason. He was like, what the fuck? And he said that shit changed him, bro. Just, I don't know. He was like, at that moment, he was like, it wasn't immediately, but he was like, at that moment, he kind of like started feeling bad about being big, yo. He was like, bro, I laid back, I hit that blunt, man, and just looked. And I just like, he was like, bro, I can't see nothing but my fucking gut. He was like, I felt like, I don't know, I had to change that shit. And then after that shit, yeah, this motherfucker started working out. Now that motherfucker goddamn a bull, boy. Let me tell you, this motherfucker goddamn bull. Alright. I was gonna take one more shot, but I'm about to take that. Because I ain't got no paint on my palette. I gotta do something. Come on. So we need some white paint and some blue paint, and that's it for right now. Yeah, because I'm just gonna do this sky one more time, real quick, and knock that shit out. We gotta get the sky knocked out. Once we knock the sky out, and then we'll start blocking in the city. Because the city is going to come all the way, well, the colors that I use to fill in the city are going to come all the way down behind all the characters. And so I want to do that first. So I'm going to do the sky, I'm going to do the city and background and paint behind the characters. And then I'll paint each character themselves. So let's work in that order. And, alright, brain fart. Alright, paint. I need paint if I'm going to paint. I like how it's a verb and a noun. It's a thing, but it's an action as well. Because this is paint, and I'm going to paint. It's so nice. Don't you get it? Huh? I like when things do that, like news. News is already plural. There's no other way to spell news other than news. And it's more than one or singular. Alright, here's my literature nerd coming out. Whatever. Alright, blue. Do I need a lighter blue? I might use... Actually, what I want to do is... I might mix some cerulean blue hue with some of this radiant legend. Do I have, is this all I have of the magenta? Can't be. What is this? This is turquoise. Alright, I guess that is. So, I'm going to use cerulean blue hue, some radiant turquoise, and white. And I am running out of white. I've been meaning to order some more of this online because I'm too lazy to go to the store. So this should do the sky very well. Let's see. Go from darkest to lightest. Well, actually, it won't be darkest, lightest, because these are gonna get mixed. So let's put some of this. A nice. I think that's too much. That's probably way too much, but I always do that. And then let's get this color. I'm gonna put that like that. That's probably more than what I need, but just in case. You know, it's better to have too much than not enough. It's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have too much than not enough. Well, I better keep these on for a minute. So what I want to do is, I actually want to blend these two blues together first. So I'm gonna pour some of this medium. This is refined linseed oil. It helps to mix paint. I'm gonna pour this shit right on the canvas, right? And then I'm gonna get one of my little knives. Where my plastic like that? Cause I had a. Let me see something. I had some other knives. I'm gonna use this knife actually. Cause this knife is skinny. So let me pour some of this shit right here. Bop bop. Bop bop. Just like that. See? And I'm clumsy as shit, so don't do amateur stuff, man. Just always put the lid back on it, bro. Please don't bite dead dogs. Where they at? Ain't nobody block them? Hey, man. A hit dog a holler. Yeah, they still here though. Hey, we chilling now. We chilling. We gotta understand it, man. We gotta understand it. So I post some of that shit onto this thing right here. I'm gonna take this color. I'm gonna goddamn smush them bitches together like this. Smushy, smushy. I want to use more of the lighter color than the darker color to begin with, just so I know I ain't making it too dark. Cause we know we don't like it too dark, right? Exactly. Alright, smush them together. That shit looking like some sky blue to me. Yeah. Alright, I like this little plastic knife like this because it's real flimsy. But then it's too flimsy to gather the paint. So let me switch over to this stiff metal blade. And this way I can scrape that shit like some coke, nigga. What? Scrape that bitch like coke, what? Scrape that shit out the way like that. Now, damn right that shit look like sky blue. Now I got that sky blue, and then the white gonna go back to the bottom again. Sky blue, a little bit turquoise, a little bit of cerulean. You know that shit do like that, like ooh. That shit be like ooh, that blue, that true blue. All right, I got that. Now I need a wide brush. I'll probably use this. That might work. What that is right there. Dang. How I get paint up there already? How I do that? Why this motherfucker just be having paint just flying? Feel kind of stiff. Wake your bitch ass up. saying? They all sleep and shit. Yeah. I think that might be good. All right. Okay. All right, look, man. I think I'm ready to paint some shit. It ain't nothing but a blue sky, but hey, it is what it is. The part we working on, man. It is what it is right now. So, if y'all ain't want to watch me paint just a plain blue sky, all right. How long would it take to finish this painting? I don't know, bro, cause it's so cartoony. That's the thing. I don't know. Where is this? How did I splash paint like that? Where is that shit coming from? What the fuck? What? I don't know, man. This shit might be. It might go faster than I think. It might take longer than I think. I don't know yet. After I do the background, once I get the city, the sky and the city done, and there's only the characters left, then I might have a better perception of how long it'll take. 'Cause I don't know. This is different. This is definitely different. If I say nothing else about it. And you know what? It's gonna be fun because it's different. This is not some shit I be painting all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, this motherfucker on the sky with some clouds, an abstract, colorful city background, and some cartoon characters. I said, all right, bro, do your thing, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just the hands at work, bro. Just tell me what you want. Man, that's what he said he wants. So shit, I'm about to goddamn move the hands. Let's do this hand gesture, you know? Make this thing come to life, like my client asked me to. Yo, ever since I sneezed, I cannot fucking breathe now. And I got the munchies. Fuck. All right, I'm not bullshitting, yo. I'm going to grab a snack. Listen to me. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm about to go grab a snack. I'm coming right back. Snack, right back. Cause the munchies is about to kill me, bro.
A cheap imitator, don't forget about that. This is the one that's actually FDA cleared. It's unbelievable stuff. And no drugs. Right now, Relief Band has an exclusive offer for our listeners. Go to reliefband.com. Use promo code Knowles. You'll save 20% off, plus free shipping and a no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee. RELIEFBAND.com. Use promo code Knowles for 20% off, plus free shipping. Joe Biden says pretty soon we're going to have some presidents. Pretty soon we're going to have a which would be not just having a first woman president, but just having any president at all, because it seems that the guy who ostensibly is in the job right now is asleep at the wheel. It has been days and days and days since the Taliban took down Kabul, took down the Afghan government within 11 days of us really beginning to pull out. And the question remains, how many Americans are trapped there in Afghanistan? Biden has given multiple press conferences. They're supposed to be press conferences. The problem is he doesn't answer any questions from the press.
Thank you.
How many? Hey, I know you're you're just trying to tell us all to wear the masks and stuff and get the jab, but what about all the thousands of Americans in Afghanistan? And you know what often will happen? So Biden is just bolting. After he gives his statements, he just bolts these days because he can't answer any of the questions. But what has happened in the past with Biden is he'll give a statement, he doesn't want to take questions from the press, he starts to bolt, and then he'll hear a question, and he'll realize, oh, this is going to make me look weak, and he'll stop and he'll turn around. He's done this multiple times in front of the White House. He can't do that here. Not only because he knows that this is extremely politically damaging for him, the Afghanistan debacle, but also because he just doesn't know. No one seems to know how many Americans there are in Afghanistan. Initially, we were told, you know, a few thousand. Then it became more like 5,000 or 7,000. Then we were told it's as many as 10 or even 15,000. But we're not being given the number. And now Jen Psaki, spokeswoman at the White House, is saying that there are no Americans stranded in Afghanistan.
No.
Most of the criticism
I don't like this Jen Psaki lady.
It's the way that he.
Your name makes me think you're Asian, and you're not.
Pulling the troops before
I don't like that.
these Americans who are now stranded. Does he have a sense of that?
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to.
You're so not Asian. You have red hair.
Committed to bringing Americans.
But your last name is Psaki.
We are in touch with them via phone, via text, via email,
What is this?
via any way.
What
that
world
we can
am I living in,
possibly
man?
reach Americans to get them home if they want to return home.
No Americans stranded is the White House's official position on what's happening in Afghanistan. Right?
I'm just calling you out for saying that we are stranding Americans in Afghanistan when when we have been very clear
No,
that we are not
I don't
leaving
have
Americans
any
who want to
elderberry.
return home. We are
Oh, wait a
going to
minute.
Bring them home.
I might do have some elderberry in there, some elderberry
It's not
liqueur.
all that clever because it's so transparent, but it's at least clever in theory. Jen Psaki is being asked a question by Peter Doocy, one of the last reporters left in America. And the question is, what about these Americans who are stranded in Afghanistan? And Jen Psaki says, we are not going to strand any Americans in Afghanistan. You see, that he's saying in the present tense, what about the Americans currently, right now, undeniably stranded in Afghanistan? And she says, no, there will not be anyone ultimately who is stranded in Afghanistan. The question isn't about your promises, Jen Psaki. The question isn't about your predictions. Frankly, the White House's predictions on Afghanistan have been pretty bad. They've been completely wrong, actually, and even the president has admitted that. And the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has admitted that. And basically everybody involved in this evacuation has admitted that all their predictions turned out to be false. They didn't even think it was possible that it would go this bad. So please, for a moment, spare me your assurances and your predictions about what will happen in the future. What about the Americans stranded right now? No, we will not strand any Americans in Afghanistan. Oh, really? Like you won't lose all of our protective equipment and have it taken over by the Taliban? Like you won't lose the Kabul embassy? Like you won't? Give me a break. Like you won't prevent Americans from being caught there in the first place? Give me a break. By the way, 2 hours prior to Jen Psaki's preposterous statement, Politico reports that the Pentagon confirmed another mission to rescue Americans stranded in Kabul. That's the language from Politico. Actually, the verb, or in this case, the adjective, stranded. Pentagon confirms latest mission to rescue Americans stranded in Kabul. Well, listen to how they do it. This is in Politico. Apart from that mission, a Pentagon spokesperson, John Kirby, said at a news briefing Monday that there had been, quote, at least one additional instance where rotary airlift was used to help Americans get from outside the airport into the airport. He declined to elaborate further, saying, I think I'm just going to have to leave it at that today.
Her husband may be Japanese.
They used
rotary
airlift. What is rotary? Well, there's only two. I guess there's three ways to get something into the air. There's an airplane, there's a rocket ship, and there's a helicopter. And this one's rotary. This is not a jet. It's not like fixed wing.
No, there's also a hot air balloon.
Oh, you're talking about a helicopter, but you don't want to use the word helicopter because helicopter evokes those images out of Vietnam, out of the fall of Saigon, the worst American foreign policy debacle until now. Oh, so they're going to use all of these as always, the left is going to use all of these euphemisms. They're going to try to redefine all the words. They're going to try to use mealy-mouthed jargon. They're going to try to play around with verbs and adjectives to try to pretend that Americans are not currently stranded, like they're not being evacuated as fast as they can, though most experts think there's not nearly enough time before the August 31st deadline to get the Americans out of Afghanistan. Meanwhile, while we can't get the people we want out of Afghanistan, some prominent members of the blob, of the liberal establishment, the deep state, are suggesting that we send some Americans into Afghanistan because we don't want them in our country anymore. The former director of both the CIA and the NSA, these are two very clandestine operations involved in spying and actually spying on Americans in some cases, Michael Hayden was sent a tweet. The tweet was, "Can we send the MAGA-wearing unvaxxed to Afghanistan? No use sending the plane back empty." Hayden responds, "Good idea." Good idea. So one of the men to whom we gave more power to spy on not just foreigners, but also Americans than anyone has ever had in American history, just about, he is now openly calling for deporting conservatives because he doesn't like conservatives, and not even just conservatives, by the way. So he's got the MAGA wearing part, but he's saying unvaxxed. So if you don't want to take the experimental drug for the virus that doesn't pose a particularly significant risk to most people, you are worthy of deportation. We don't want you in our country. And people with an outrageous amount of power and who have had very prominent roles in the government want to ship you over to a war zone. They want to get Afghans out, Afghans who are largely unvetted, which we'll get to in a second. They want to get them out and bring them into America to replace you, because you, conservative, or you, person who even objects to being forced to take an experimental drug, you are going to go live under the Taliban. They hate you. They don't like you. The ruling class doesn't want to come to a reconciliation, meet in the middle, shake hands, and hug. They hate your guts. They think that you are a terrorist. They think that you are a murderer. They think that you are less than human, deplorable, irredeemable, bitter, clinging, Bible thumping, and they want you out. You know what I want in biooptimizers? There's a zillion reasons why you can't get enough sleep, even though you're supposed to get 7 hours a night, at least 7 hours a night. One of the biggest reasons, actually, might be magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is key to getting good sleep, but 75% of people are actually magnesium deficient. So is it any wonder that so many people have sleep problems? To help fix sleep problems and to fully enjoy the calming effects of magnesium, check out Magnesium Breakthrough by Biooptimizers. It's the only organic full-spectrum
Oh my. Fuck.
Not to go and
like walk around, like
and go and hang out with the Taliban. Be like, hey, thanks for having me.
oh, is this the one, the American that wandered off?
Yeah. Yo.
And that was Bergdahl. Yeah. And then there was,
So this is a local podcast called What a Week. I know the host personally. I've been on the show myself, and it was a really interesting conversation. Pretty cool. pretty cool and intellectual group of guys, and I really enjoy hanging out and talking with them. And so let's listen to Micah and Aja on What a Week with their guest Andy.
Then there was the hostage swap, or the hostage swap.
And he ended up being like bad.
No one knows. Like, what was the final Bergdahl?
I don't know. I think recently, maybe even this week, made a deal or tried to make a deal with the government. The government like shot him down again. Like he's appealing something.
Yeah, but even him walking off was a bizarre. I mean, did he have a mental break, or no one knows, or
no one knows? All I know is that people.
That one of the 5 is now in charge of the Taliban.
Yeah, and people that went looking for Bergdahl, Americans died because he's a traitor.
Yeah. What was his sentence? I think he was tried, right? I forgot what.
Yeah. I don't even know. I paid attention to it for a while, and it just made me sick, just because. That person.
Why is anyone paying attention to this?
Yeah, he's
kind of like that.
He is a thief of air.
So, there's no like delicate way to like talk about any of this shit. I just want to keep that up there, Andy.
Okay.
If that's okay. Just over your shoulder is the holy trinity of insanity. What was the thing? Was 9/11 the thing that made you go over to that made you enlist?
Yeah, there was definitely. Well, it was what gave me the green light, at least in my.
But your family, you have a history of the military.
Yeah. My dad, he was in Vietnam. He did 2 tours, and he was like what they would call like long range reconnaissance patrol, or nowadays modern like rangers. Who was like attached to a ranger company, and back then it wasn't like it is now. Which reminds
Back then, what was a ranger? Like, what separated the Army Rangers from like? I don't think anybody really understands how the dynamic works in the military.
So there
like
were.
They think they know what a Navy SEAL is, but they really don't.
No, not at all. What Ranger were in Vietnam essentially? This goes back. Ranger history goes back all the way to the Revolutionary War.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Merrill's Marauders. I can speak to it for
Well, that's
days.
why we're here.
Well,
not for days. I don't have enough SD cards.
Right. So it was essentially Rangers were of course that unconventional warfare.
Not like standing up straight in a battlefield.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it was wild how things used to be done.
The Patriot.
What they are.
The Mel Gibson movie, kind of like that.
Oh, absolutely. That was a very good depiction of what those Rangers were back then, doing nasty shit.
A little rogue.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, now it's a lot more organized.
I hope so. After 200 and some years, they'd be like, oh, we should have a plan.
Yeah.
So was that?
So let me go through the history, I guess, from there all the way up into the modern Ranger. As we were talking about Vietnam, my dad and our family's military service. Vietnam, there were Ranger companies. So you had like Alpha Company through Kilo Company. There was only 2 companies. Now companies are like a group of men that they train together, they live together, they have a ranking system together. They have leadership.
Like a cohort.
No, it's a military unit. 200 people. But so 2 companies would be stationed back in America. This is in Vietnam now, or Vietnam era, and the rest of the companies were forward in Vietnam, doing some freedom to.
They're over there. There's 2 companies in the States on stateside, just making sure not everybody's over there.
Just training. No, just training here back in the States. That was that. Now, I mean, fast forward all the way to the Global War on Terror. I believe the 75th Ranger Regiment is the only military unit that has been continuously deployed throughout since the beginning.
So in like warfare or in like conflict, I mean, we haven't really declared a war in a really long time.
Yeah.
But so what would differentiate the Rangers from, enlisted, just regular Army?
Unconventional fighting standards, I guess.
Like in other words, like if something was going to happen, what would be, okay, we know we're going to send the Rangers here for this. Like this is perfect for them.
Well, there's a lot of things that I'm not going to be able to talk about.
Yeah, that's-
like, I'm not going to
I
talk
know.
about tactics or
No, but like,
capabilities. But Rangers are essentially known for the modern day 75th Rangers are known for airfield seizures, getting in, securing pieces of land fast, and getting out. But I mean, that was, Grenada, Panama, they were all part of that.
So how different are they from the SEAL?
Just different.
see, this is what I mean. Like, I think a lot of people don't know. I'm just as ignorant. Do you know what I mean? And I feel terrible being like, hey, I'm stupid.
Is it more of like an application of what you do? Like the SEALs are going to work in a different type of landscape geography, or is it, we need to take a building versus?
I think they have a different set of tools. Like, they're all really, really sharp tools, right? All different tools to get the job done in different ways.
Yeah.
But a scalpel is a little bit more different than a pair of really sharp scissors, right?
Yeah.
Or a really sharp knife. Parts of the military are more like part of the knife, and then comes down to that razor's edge. There's different groups that come into that and make that a finely sharpened weapon, and it's almost like
It's literally more surgical.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not comparing to SEALs. I mean, their surgical is different than our type of surgical.
But they're a different branch of the military completely.
Right, they're under the Department of the Navy, and we're under the Department. I wasn't under the Department of the Army.
Okay, so when did you get? And did you always want to do that?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, even from a kid, you're like, I wanted. Dad's the hero.
Oh yeah, my dad. He never really talked about a lot of things. I just knew that he said, "I'm going to break your legs if you join the military until the bombs hit our shore." And I'm like, shit.
Oh, he was staunch, like, you are not going to join this unless the bombs hit our shore.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, this guy was spit on when he came back. People would just, he said some guy was sitting on his car, like, "Oh, fuck you, soldier boy." And he's like,
When he came back from Vietnam.
yeah, spit on, like, ran out of a train station, jumped in like I don't know, a big city somewhere, and out of there, and then it was somewhere around Christmas time he was coming home. He was stuck under a bridge on the turnpike. Every time we go underneath this bridge on the turnpike, he's always like, "I was stuck under that bridge in the 70s, like 1969, something like that." Freaking wild.
But what do you mean he was stuck under that bridge? Like, there was a snowstorm?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
snowstorm, trying to come home,
So was 9/11 the thing that made you sign up?
That
Oh, yeah.
changed the world.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, it changed the world. This thing that happened last year, pandemic thing, changed the world.
Yeah.
But 9/11 for sure did. And when I came home from school, I already knew, my old man knew
That you were going to do it?
I mean, literally the only condition happened.
Yeah. Not till the bombs hit our shore.
How old were you?
He was 16, I was in 10th grade. 16, I think.
Oh, okay.
I was in 10th period, finished class. I remember the teacher, she wouldn't turn on the TV. Everyone in the school did except for this teacher. She just didn't. When it came out, people were like, "We're getting attacked, we're getting attacked." I'm like, "What?" My next class was Law and Citizen, so he just turned on TV.
I didn't have this in the rubric, but
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it.
So what was that? I mean, did you go enlist immediately, or did you have to wait for a certain age? Or
The following week, I started talking to a recruiter. And I don't think you legally can do something like that until you're 17, but then you need to have like the consent of your parents
right?
to sign off on it. So I did that, and I went around to a bunch of different recruiters. Whether it was Army, Navy, Marines. I didn't check out the Air Force. No one could give me in writing that I could have a shot to get into special operations. The Army was the only one that said, "All right, here you go. If you pass, you need a high enough GT score, which is a general knowledge test."
Right.
So I think it was like you had to score over 110. I don't know.
Is general knowledge literally like general knowledge?
It's a little bit more complex, but like motor function, the way gears turn, like.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
A lot of general knowledge, general math questions, things like that of that nature. But they were the only ones that gave me that said, "Here, this is what you need to do, and if you pass all this, you can get a shot. Just don't fuck it up."
Was there a physical test, or was their mentality if you're smart enough, we'll get you in and we'll carve you out of stone?
Physical tests, it was to get in at a higher rank, because I did like a delayed entry program, so I had to do certain things throughout the year. Be physically fit, understand general military, language, I guess you can say, for lack of a better term. Acronyms.
Like the verbiage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you get through the delayed entry program, you go in at that time, I think, a PFC. And so it was like you're already 2 steps ahead of people, which is
private first class, right?
Yeah.
I was
you
Yeah.
can have your man card back.
Yeah. Call of Duty taught me something.
I was about to ask that. So are you an ex-Ranger?
Yeah. And you're from Ghana, right?
Yeah.
I almost went to Ghana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened? Why didn't you go?
My wife told me I couldn't.
Oh, man.
Is Andy allowed to come out and play?
You missed out, man. You probably would have had a plan.
Is it that fun? Ghana's fun?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's plan a road trip.
I don't think we're allowed to go anywhere anytime soon.
So did you go, it couldn't have been just you, because I know, West Side is very, familial, to a degree. So it wasn't, I'm sure it wasn't you alone being around the recruiters, correct? You didn't have, was there any of your group that was you gotta go?
There was
this is before we went to Afghanistan, because it was a couple months before that happened, after 9/11.
Yep. There was a couple people that went around and talked to recruiters with me, like friends that you know all of them. I don't want to mention names.
Yeah, sure, no, I know.
Podcast, but I'm thinking of in particular, we went around and we talked to all the different recruiters, and we were all going to do it. Actually, it was 3 guys. We were all going to do it. 2 of them ended up in the military. One guy went away went to the Navy, and he washed out in 2 months. I don't know, probably crying because he missed his mom or something like that. God knows.
I mean, that's a thing.
It without a doubt is the separation. It's a separation for the first time. You have no one else but yourself to be accountable for. No one else but yourself that you need to worry about. And you're trying to, make friends, I guess, at that point and experience life. It's freaking wild.
You would have been 17 when you went in, or 18?
Well, when I went into the delayed entry program, and I was 18 when I went a month after graduating high school from West Branch.
See, he's a couple years younger than I am. He said he was 16. I was 19 when 9/11 happened, and I was 2 weeks away from getting enlisted in the Army. I had already went through the entire process, and all I had to do was get sworn in. I passed the ASFAB and everything. And 9/11 deterred me from going into the military, and I ignored my recruiter. This gentleman right here, when 9/11 happened, it encouraged him to join the armed forces, even though he was underage, and he actively sought out recruiters for several different branches of the military. Me and this guy are polar opposites. I was already there, right at the finish line. It's 9/11. Oh, never mind, I'm backing out. This guy was nowhere. He wasn't even worrying about it. He's 9/11. Oh, sign me up. Do I regret it? Not going to the military? Hell fucking no. Hell no. I mean, niggas died over that shit, bro. All the trauma, postpartum distress, all that shit, man. Fuck all that shit, bro. Every nigga I know that been to Afghanistan for that Operation, man, these motherfuckers alcoholics and women beaters. That shit was crazy on the psyche of these dudes. And then 20 years later, the Taliban take that shit right back. Bye-bye, America. Bye-bye. We live here, bitch. This is our native lands. You can't last as long. We just wait you out, bro. You destroyed the Taliban? Ha 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 ha. We just waiting for y'all to leave, nigga. Bye-bye. Alright, playing the military games, bro. When I applied for the military, man, it been quiet for a couple years, man. We really weren't doing shit, man. military wise, that's why I was like, fuck it, bro. I just go to the army, man. Let me get this education real quick. Get me a degree in engineering or some shit, man, and get me a good ass job. That's all I was worried about. I just need some free school. How can I get free school? How can I go to college for free? Army. I'll just join the army. I'll learn how to shoot and kill motherfuckers, and I can be an engineer. That shit sound like a dope ass plan. I came up with that shit myself. Ain't nobody really pressured me into it, but at the same time, I got military family though. I got aunts and uncles and cousins. I got a damn near a dozen people. One of my younger cousins right now, this nigga like 22. He over in Poland in the army. Like, my family isn't scared of the military. Like, a lot of us still go to that shit. Man, like me personally, nah, nigga. Nah, and I don't feel bad that I didn't do it. Fuck that. I'm live streaming right now. What? Okay. All right. No. Shit, my aunt made it to fucking sergeant major. My uncle retired from special forces and Air Force special forces. I don't know, man. He did army for a little while, then he went to the Air Force. He retired. He did like 21 years in the Air Force, yo. I forgot what his rank was when he got out though, but then my aunt, her husband, he was in the army for a long time. Matter of fact, that nigga died in the army. Yeah. I got one of my other cousins. This motherfucker went to the. He was in the Navy? No, he was in the Air Force too. They stationed that motherfucker over in Germany. Motherfucker never came back, bro. He still live in Germany to this day. All right. All right, that looks pretty good to me. It's a nice even blend. He said they use real guns with real bullets. Man, I might get hurt, nigga. That's the same thing I thought. Those are my thoughts exactly. Like, I just want to, like go through basic training and shit and then sit on the base for a couple years while I go to class and get this engineering degree. But now, since y'all talk about some niggas from the desert, them Flew some planes into some buildings? What? Y'all about to go over there? Oh, no. Because y'all use real guns with real bullets. I might get hurt if I go to the desert. You know what? I think I changed my mind. Yeah. Army recruiter, I no longer want to join. I'm good. I just won't go to school. Nah, man, you be alright, man. We not gonna put you on the front lines. Bro, you telling me that shit now, and then later on, that shit gonna be a different story. I'm not fucking with you, bro. This your whole job is to recruit niggas. You gonna tell me whatever it take to keep your numbers up? I don't think so. I'm not about to be another body on the line. I'm good. I'm out. I'm gonna go get a job at McDonald's.
High school.
How tough was it?
When I was a wrestler, and that kind of helped me out with not eating like an animal, like I do now. You know?
Was that Louis C.K. thing? I eat till I hate myself.
So you were kind of like pretty disciplined before you went in, because being a wrestler, right?
Yeah. And I was in like a naval cadet program for like 4 years. I really wanted to be a Navy SEAL, and then I found out what they were, and I'm like,
What the fuck does that mean?
have you ever? How many books are out by Navy SEAls? How many? This is write it down. Look it up.
A ton.
A ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many movies? A ton.
A ton.
In it for the glory.
That's the thing.
Is that kind of that's the thought pattern for you guys that have served in the military? Is
Yeah, it's a different breed. I love them. I have friends with them.
Right.
I'm friends with them, and they would say the same thing. Like it's a different thing, but not about books and shit like that.
So why do they make them like this elite group? And you call it when you think of the military, right? You think of this. Like I never really heard about the Rangers.
well, I mean, it might be what he just said. We think of it as an elite group because they're the only ones telling their stories.
Yeah. Right?
Or at least those are the ones that are stories that are being told.
You remember what I said, man? Until the lion learns how to write, the story will always glorify the hunter.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Ghana wisdom, man.
Yeah, you should have gone. You would have known that if you went to Ghana.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
do you ever like eat coals? Like eat hot coals? It was a Dave Matthews Band. He was like down in Africa.
What? I don't know. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of hot coals he was eating.
You walked on hot coals? Look at his face. He's like, how dare anyone do that? So it was the summer of 2002
Yeah.
that you went to basic?
No, 2003 is when I graduated.
Oh, because you were only a sophomore in 2001, 2002.
Yes.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
No, you're not.
Well, I kind of.
But we still love you.
Yeah.
So
True.
what was anything like you expected? Like especially with basic and getting into it, like you talk about like the
everything. I kind of
Like
understood.
your old man, did he kind of preface everything for you, like what to expect, or was it such a far distance between Vietnam and now?
No, he trained men before. Like he knew.
Oh, your dad did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's kind of like train the trainer. You're always training people. You're teaching them what you know. You teach the person above you what you know. You teach the person below you what you know, and that's how places evolve and make it. Try to make it as seamless as possible.
So when did you get your first deployment, or like where did you go?
Like, I'll take you through the process.
Yeah.
So 9/11 happened. We all went, carried on our lives, and then in 2003 I graduated school, went in the military. I went they have this weird in-processing thing. It's like a weird gray zone in the military where like you get vaccinated, with everything. Like people are bitching now about getting vaxxed. Like, okay, great, whatever.
Yeah, but the military is like
people
it's
wanna-
like
I had
40
no idea.
needles. They just pump you full of it.
Yeah, the day that I got my vaccination for this pandemic, I found my military vaccination card, and there was like 20 different things. I'm like, what?
I mean, that's like diphtheria and like all these crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I had freaking anthrax. I did have that twice.
Is that because they don't know where they're going to send you, and they just want to be prepared for anything if anything happens?
Oh yeah, we had packs of pills. Like, if you got shot, here, take this pill, and it's supposed to like slow everything down. I think, I don't know, maybe we're supposed to pick that.
It's like strychnine. It's like, here you go.
Yes.
Good night. Yeah. So okay, so you're running us through the whole.
Oh, yeah.
So 2003 basics.
We go to basic training, and where I go to basic training, and it's a bunch of alphas that, I don't know, everyone's trying to be the best that they possibly can be, and I really do believe that there's like 2 or 3 years there to where America has to be extremely grateful for all those people that just signed up and went. Like, those are people.
Sight unseen.
With the big training, it's just a bunch of alphas. Most motherfuckers don't realize they're not an alpha until they meet an alpha male. You know? You just think you're an alpha because you never met nobody else. And being an alpha male is more about mind control than anything else. Right? This fella want to work. Alright, so I basically ate the whole bag of chips. Military vaccines? Shit, that was something I was ignorant to back in the day too. Like, when I applied for the military, I would have just let them shoot me up with all that shit too. Like, go ahead, Vaccine against what? Oh, sure. I ain't gonna catch that. Great.
They were getting into.
I had no clue what we were getting into. Like when I say we, like I mean like my generation. Not that I want to speak for them, but I mean people want to talk about millennials and they're gonna have their own prosperity. I don't even know if I'm a millennial. You guys know what you guys are?
You're Gen X.
You're Gen X. I'm like the last year of being a millennial.
No, yeah, but you're also like you're like the first year being millennial and like the last year being Gen X.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. That's right. Yep.
You're the gray zone.
No, so he would be a millennial.
You're there.
84. 84 is
You're a little millennial. You're closer
Yeah.
to millennial. So you're the millennial generation.
You millennials.
Stood up, which is ironic, where everyone's going like, I don't have faith in
Well, I
millennials.
remember seeing an interview, and I don't know who gave it, but it was somebody in the military, and they were saying, like, everybody loves to talk about how bad millennials are, but using the example of everybody that signed up after 9/11, like, this is a generation that, yeah, they might be a little different, they might be a little needy, but when push came to shove, they were the ones that stepped up in mass. Can't really knock them that hard.
Well, that's why I don't listen to TikTok for my social issues.
God bless America.
All right, keep going. Don't stop till you get enough.
Oh wow.
So your generation went in,
Yeah,
signed up.
through basic training. Met
Was
lot
it a
of good
different
people.
basic training because you knew you were going special forces? Or was it just generic Army basic training?
Infantry basic training is different than regular Army basic training. It's on at Fort Benning, Georgia, and that's where they teach you how to effectively destroy life, I guess, for lack of other terms, or just other things I don't want to say.
Yeah.
But pretty wild. Then so you do your basic training part, then you go into your infantry school, and then to airborne school. That airborne school wasn't hard. I just didn't like really jumping out of planes. Like,
Still? Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun.
no, I mean, I love heights. I love, thrilling shit. But that was
A little much.
at least to get used to.
Now, did you have a specific job role within Rangers? Like, what was your job?
At
Can you
first-
talk about it?
Yeah, I was a rifleman.
Okay.
And then I was a team leader for anti-tank, like big weapon team. Called like a Carl Gustav. It was a weapons team. Three people. One big ass recoilless rifle. Oh my god.
That's Dan. Dan and Andy. The
Dan,
TV
what's up?
show is coming soon. Give high fives. All right, what did I miss? Okay, so
Basic training, airborne school, and I just said got a little used to jump. Take
Okay,
some
just
time
jumping on
getting used to-
airplanes.
Yeah, getting hopping on helicopters, all that stuff. Through airborne school, my particular thing, the military lost all of my paperwork, all of it, and it happened to like a group of seven or eight guys that were going out to try to get into Ranger Regiment. At the time, it was called RIP,
Right.
The Ranger Indoctrination Program. They lost all my fucking paperwork. I don't know.
you went to go, and they're like, we don't know who you are.
Apparently.
So do you have to like reapply, or like how do they?
No, we completed airborne school, so we were in like this gray zone, and from there, we built our packets, and then we went into the Ranger indoctrination process, which was 4 weeks of hell.
Don't mind them.
So at that point, you are how many months or years into this process? You graduate high school, a month later, you ship off
It
to
was
Georgia.
like a 6 month deal.
Wow.
6 months worth of training, hating life,
Yeah.
and just went inside, took their
So
army.
there's just no fighting them. in their culture to fight for freedom?
It could be.
Yeah, but they don't. I don't think they understand that word.
There's not as many. Like,
True, I guess if you've never had a taste of it, you don't understand what it is.
and the guys that are fighting over there, they are like the creme de la creme of their country, of their 36 million people.
The guys that are still fighting in the Afghan army?
There is no more guys fighting in the Afghan army.
There's,
So the Taliban,
they're in the north.
so are they? Where does the Taliban, like, are they all Afghan? So this isn't like a rogue group within Afghanistan.
I mean, because what's his name? Bin Laden wasn't. He's from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he's Saudi. But they gave him safe haven.
So the Taliban is more of an ideology versus a region of Afghanistan where they kind of took over the whole country.
My experience, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
because I think after like Bin Laden got captured, then they moved to like.
They never captured him.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
killed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
He went to Pakistan, but
They
he
went
was
to Pakistan.
he believed in Islam.
Yeah. So like the movement, the Taliban movement, like kind of like shifted into like the mountains of Pakistan, right? That was.
Or was that
No,
out
I think there was Taliban there the whole time. It's just they didn't fight. They waited us out. They just waited.
Okay.
Because they've been waiting for thousands of years.
They've been doing this for 1,000 years. We're a new idea, America. We're what? How are we?
230, 40?
240?
Yeah.
Those kids have been over there for thousands of years. Animals.
I just kind of been getting ready for this conversation today. I heard an interesting quote, and it was a Taliban leader said to an American soldier over the past couple of weeks, I think, was, all of you Americans, you all have watches, but we have all the time. And our mentality in America is, I want this, so I want to get it now. I want it in my lifetime. I'm 30 years old. I want to have the car with the boat and the dog and the family and and I want it by the time I'm 35. The Taliban, what I took from that statement was their mentality is, it might be my grandchildren that have it, but this will be ours.
Islam will be theirs.
Did you see any evidence of anybody actually trying to make it better? Like this idea of like going over there to like give them things that we have that they should be grateful for? Did you see?
That wasn't my job. My job was to go and get the bad guys.
No, I mean, did you see anything where they're like, oh, we're so happy Americans are here?
Some of the interpreters that I work with, but talk about Afghanistan if you like.
It's up to you, brother. That's up to you.
When did you go to Afghanistan?
214. And this is another thing. Like, if anyone ever said, "Oh, I'm in the military, I did this, I did that," because people they like to exaggerate. As you said, "Oh, my fish is this big."
Yeah.
Once you have DD-214, there's.
What does that stand for?
It stands for your discharge papers.
They give you a list of what you're allowed to talk about, or do you just kind of know that inherently?
No, you just can't talk about weapons, capabilities, like certain aspects. Like there's a couple
Missions.
things that I'm just not going to talk about. But I will tell you some really cool shit. In a second, I'll let somebody else read this because I don't want to read.
Oh, can I read it? Yeah, you got a good radio.
I'll slow it down. I'll give it some slow.
Yeah, make it sexy.
Dan, can I have some slow jazz while I read Andy's DDT, whatever the fuck it's called? DD-214?
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. Should be here.
We're just play regulators.
What year did you get out?
I got a.
Wow, Dan, just hit fucking mute. You can adjust the volume on that thing.
He's playing DD4.
There's volume buttons up there. You can adjust all the volume on the top right, whatever you want to do. What is this? Is this copyrighted? Oh man, poor choice. Terrible choice. I'm thinking more like a smooth
Are we going to
jazz.
read a document or make a porno?
I guess.
Yeah, this does not sound.
I don't know where. This fucking updates, bro.
Would your battalion be okay with this music?
No, fuck no.
Turn it off.
I gotta ask my wife to send it to me. I gotta text her.
The one that didn't let you go to Ghana.
Yeah. You didn't want to know why I was going there. I was going to supposedly work for a nonprofit and to do some stuff on behalf of the American people.
But it got weird.
You would have
It did.
probably wouldn't want to come back.
So, okay. So, is that in the airport in Ghana? You'll never want to leave.
Yeah.
You'll never want to leave.
What's the? I know a lot of people that like to work for the U.S. government, so they can ship. certain places, not everywhere. But like Ghana is one of the places
That they want to go?
that you want to go.
Yeah. Is that because it's not insane, or?
It's been like free.
It's very different than Hartford.
They call it like the gateway to Africa, not the gateway.
Right. That's all right. I believe you.
No. It's very. Sorry.
Dan. Now I want elevator music.
Kenny G.
He plays the alto sax.
Well, as soon as she sends me, I'll be able to find it here.
That's always what happened.
Oh, absolutely.
So while you're looking for that, do you remember the two distinct differences from when you landed in Iraq to when, like, that first impression? Like, when did the air smell different?
My gosh, it smells like shit.
In Afghanistan?
In both places. I mean, maybe it was just like from the bases, like burning human feces and having burned.
Yeah, they do that, don't they?
Yeah, they literally dig holes,
batteries,
with stuff, and just burn it, and then it burns shit. But then they got the Haji Jingle trucks that came around and just sucked up all the shit from the porta potties. Those dudes were nice most of the time, but they throughout Iraq and Afghanistan they were insider attacks as well.
So it doesn't smell like Palm Springs when you land?
Fuck no.
What's the easiest thing that you could say that like, is it one of those things that, like, it'll, like, once you smell it, like, smell to me is always like the most distinct memory.
Yeah.
Like, would that hit you again and you know exactly what that is? Like, that's what Afghanistan smells like.
Don't read my social.
I won't read your social. Let me see. Andy's social is 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
4, 5, 6.
I don't know, it's just different. Like, I remember being in Iraq and it was super, super hot. It was like taking a blow dryer. It was windy. Like,
is it dry heat?
Yeah, just take a blow dryer and just put it in your face.
Dry heat, right?
Yeah, it's dry.
And how much gear were you carrying when you were running around in that dry heat?
Damn, like 60 pounds. I mean, you have
long sleeve everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd roll our sleeves up.
Yeah.
All right. So, corporal.
I was a corporal.
And that means for the idiots in the room next to you.
I was like a non-commissioned officer, so just a little bit of rank. It's not a lot at all. It's still on the bottom of the totem pole of the enlisted rank. But just because even if someone's a sergeant or sergeant first class or a master sergeant, there is a so well-oiled machine. There's just many of them. And if by chance, if you were to be a sergeant first class or above, which is like an E7, on a scale of E1 to E9, E7, E8, and E9, if you need to get demoted, you need like an act of Congress. Be like, all right, this guy's a shit. Yeah, but it's like standard operating procedure for them. Like, hey, we're going to vote on these people getting demoted? Yeah, yay.
So this decorations, medals, badges, citations, and campaign ribbons awarded, can I read those?
Sure.
And are they, not to question this, I just don't want to, that you did not receive these?
I received those.
You received all these, okay.
Yes.
Joint Service Achievement Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, Army Service Ribbon, Combat. I don't know what content Block 18 means.
Go to Block 18.
Oh, continue to Block 18. What an idiot.
Continue.
What a fucking idiot. I would have never gotten to Ranger School, brother. I don't think you would have made it. What an idiot. Make sure you repeat that shit over and over again, Internet. Block 18, 17, 18. Subject to active duty, recall, muster duty, and or annual screening. Treated delays.
Continue from Block, whatever she got.
Oh, here it is. Infantryman badge, expert infantryman badge, parachute badge, and nothing follows is basically like the Morse code end of transmission. Nothing follows. That's end of transmission.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of medals and shit, dude. I didn't know any of this about you. I didn't even know I got one, which is pretty ignorant for me.
No, I don't talk about it. But I think there's another one on there because you can't put foreign awards.
All those badges sound pretty standard.
Yeah, it's like under badges and citation.
Most of those badges sound like participation badges. Freedom of Iraq badge. Yeah, because you went to Iraq. Like, I'm not trying to downplay the guy's service or whatever, but you just got participation badges, bro. You did your job. Here's a badge for that. Oh, did you enter this combat zone? Here's a badge for that. One badge sounded pretty badass. I forgot what it was, but it didn't. There's only like one. It sounded like you had to do something to get that shit. And the rest of them were just like, oh, you parachuted so many times. Here's a badge. Bro, that's like Girl Scouts, bro. You sold so many cookies. Here's a badge. You sold, you can sew your own patch onto your whatever. Here's a badge for doing that. It's like, parachuting badge? Yeah, but don't you have to train to parachute? Anyway, I got a badge for parachuting. Oh, fuck. Fucking it up. I ain't want no badge for just parachuting, man. Fuck that. Everybody do that shit, bro. Everybody parachute, man. I'm trying to get a badge for assassinating a dictator or some shit, man. Or running a squad or platoon or ghost unit or whatever that takes out some big guy. That's what I want badges for. Medal of Honor. Once again, not trying to take nothing away from the dude, but I don't know. He is special forces, so. Or Rangers? Did he say Ranger or Special Forces? I don't know. I know my uncle was a Ranger. He said I was thinking the same thing. That shit sound like participation badges, man. I signed up for the military. They gave me a badge for that.
Yeah, well, like a form, badge and citation. But it could be under something else. I have like a.
I don't think I can find it.
When you say foreign, what do you mean, like awarded from like
Not the United
Army
States.
towards you?
No, from Australians. Those were the parachutes badge or commando parachutes badge or something like that.
Oh, I got him.
Just means we jumped with Australians. Cool.
And he just said it too. That means we just jumped with Australians. And you got a badge for that. For working with another country. Because you were on a plane with some Australians, and you already got a badge for doing your parachute jumping, but now that you're jumping from a plane using a parachute with somebody from a different country, we can give you another badge. And you know, it's just basically because we jumped out of a plane with Australians, and so Australia gave us a badge. Like, yeah, participation badges, bro. Participation. You did your standard job. Here's a reward. And that's cool, because you need incentives to keep people happy. You need ways to make people feel engaged, as if they are accomplishing things. So I get it to a certain extent, but bro, that's just a participation badge. You showed up, my nigga. You already got a badge for jumping out of planes? Yeah, well you ain't gonna get no more badges for jumping out of planes. I don't give a fuck if it is from Australia. Well, I'll jump with some Australians. So what, my guy? You've been jumping out of planes for months. It's nothing new. It's nothing new, bro. Stop. Just stop it, bro. You don't need a participation badge for that shit, homie. Cut that shit out, man. The more badges I get, the more money I'll get paid monthly. Because it sounds like I'm doing stuff. You know what, bro? It do really sound like you're doing stuff. Congratulations to you.
This is the Oyo Personal Gym. I've sold over 100,000 units. It uses my Spireflex resistance technology I first developed for NASA to keep astronauts fit on the International Space Station.
The Joe Rogan experience, because I'm obsessed with David Goggins, this is all your fault. Stay hard! This is what I do to my mother. I'm like, Mom, we have to meditate. She's, I don't want to meditate. Mom, we're going to meditate. And then in her mind, meditation is prayer, right? Because she's very Catholic. So you sit and you pray. And I'm like, and I'll get her to come and sit. And then I put on David Goggins. And he's like, if somebody tells you you can't do something, you tell them go fuck themselves. And you do it. And my mother's like, Jason, turn this off. This is awful. Why does he have to curse?
I'm going to read you what David Goggins sent me on my birthday.
I'm obsessed with him.
He's an awesome human
I
being.
send it to my nephew all the time because I want him to get, like, when he gets down on himself, we always get hard on ourselves.
He's an awesome human being.
He's amazing.
Because there's not a lot
David,
of those out
I love
there.
you.
There's not a lot of those out there. This day, 54 years ago, you took your first breath. When taking that first breath, it made you eligible to die. I hope you're not enjoying your day by sitting on the fucking couch with your feet up. Hopefully you're out there somewhere suffering, talking to that inner bitch. See, Joe, the inner bitch loves motherfuckers' birthdays. Why?
I'm so jealous.
Because it makes you an even bigger bitch. Because we feel it's our special fucking day. So we can just chill the fuck out. Most people wake up to just exist on this planet. So Joe, if you haven't gotten the fuck after it yet, maybe you should. 5 exclamation points.
I'm obsessed with him. I love you, David.
Happy fucking birthday! 5 exclamation points. Goggins out! 6 exclamation points.
I love him. I've listened to his book, driving. I go crazy. I've listened to his book like 3-4 times.
This is the greatest birthday messages I've ever gotten.
It really is. That's fucking amazing.
I hope
but
you're
he's
suffering.
right.
It's like, I hope you're suffering.
Is exactly right, because that's what we do. Like, you took your first breath to know that you could take like
someday you're eligible to die, motherfucker.
Oh. The only proof of life is death. So it's so.
You gotta suffer.
You have
the
to.
people I know that are the most miserable don't suffer on purpose.
Right, and that's like we were talking about working out and shit like that. Like I have depression, obviously. I don't know. Comics get it. Are you on that? Do you get depressed?
No.
See, you're one of those. That's Andrew too.
I'm not depressed because I force myself into.
Okay.
Well, also I don't have the chemistry for it.
I think I do.
I don't have like depression in my family. It's not. But also, I've been very physically active since I was young, and there were studies that was done. Like we pulled it up the other day. The thing about the difference between the effectiveness of SSRIs versus the effectiveness of like regular rigorous exercise.
Mm-hmm.
They're very similar, and some studies they've shown that regular rigorous exercise is more effective than SSRIs.
I agree 100%.
I think it's variable, right? Like the way
Depending
you
on
feel,
how bad
your
the person
baseline,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Your baseline biologically is different than Jamie's. It's different than mine. Everybody has a different genetics.
Yes.
There's a different baseline. So it's like no one can ever say the way you feel is the way they feel because they have no fucking idea.
Exactly.
Which
Every
is part of
person's
the problem, right? Which is part of the problem when they prescribe medication. They don't know how you feel.
Yeah.
So they're trying to guess. And they're like, are you self-indulgent? Is this guy a fucking hypochondriac? Is this guy really depressed? Like, is he really on the verge of suicide because there's a chemical imbalance? Or maybe his girl broke up with him and he's being a bitch. Like,
maybe he's just down. He's not getting after it the way David Goggins
Maybe he's
tells
just
you to.
lazy, sitting around playing video games all day, drinking Mountain Dew, and he feels like shit. Maybe there's that.
There's that.
When a person feels like shit, it's hard to know if you're just an outside objective observer.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know why they're feeling like shit.
100%. I can remember, and I always feel terrible for my nieces and nephews because they have too much time and they have too much space. Like growing up in my mother's house, there's 10 of us, 12 of us, whatever, in a 3-bedroom row home, 2.5 technically. But so
explain a row home.
A row home, if you've seen Rocky, like the houses are all connected.
You see Rocky?
Who doesn't watch Rocky? David Goggins, huh? Anyway,
I watch Rocky 45 times a day. Rocky was soft.
Round 11, motherfucker. Okay, so like he breaks it down to the round. It's the best. But anyway, So my thing is, like, we were on top of each other. Like, I do a joke about being in the room with my brothers. There really was 7 of us sleeping in one room. It was me and all my brothers. And then my sisters were in the middle room, and my mom and dad was in the back room until my dad left. And then my little sister went in there because she was, where's daddy? Anyway, that's a whole sad story. But anyway, so we were on top of each other. And I can remember days being, like, sad. And I'd be under the table, like, crying, holding my dog, being like, no one loves me, right? I don't know why. My brothers would be like, get up, get out, right? So I would just go play softball or go swim or whatever I was doing, you know? And so I kept active. Then there was, like, an adult time where, when I got into my 20s, where I stopped doing that. I wasn't playing softball all the time. And it started getting worse. Like, I would immerse myself in work or little things like that, but I wasn't working out. Until I started the wrestling and really working out. That fucking helped so much. When I get down, and I know I joke about Goggins, but I'm serious. When he says, get the fuck up and get after it, it's that little moment when you don't want to go is the best you'll feel after you go.
Yeah, people like him are fuel. There's
100%.
people like Jocko Willink, Cameron Haynes, David Goggins. Those people are fuel. You know, they're letting you know that I hope I'm like a bridge to fuel. Because, like, I do what they do, but I'm not as savage as they are. You
do it. You are definitely more than a bridge, but yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to let everybody know that, like, I feel all those same feelings that you feel too.
Yeah.
Like, even though I work out, one of the things that Goggins said to me, and he goes, don't think I don't want to procrastinate? He goes, sometimes I see my shoes, the running shoes, I stare at those motherfuckers for a half hour before I put them on.
Same! And every time he says it, I'm like, I know,
He goes, but I always put them on. Watch the entire episode for free, only on Spotify.
In between breaths, take a shot. You've done really good out there, kid. The size of that deer, we're going to be eating venison all summer.
A day's work.
I think we need to see somebody again.
By we, you need me?
No, I mean us. Hey, that look in your eye. Guys in my unit had that look.
Maybe there's a brochure you can have me so I can go?
Is that Chris Jellick over there? Is he doing something completely weird? Senior prank day. Look, we'll see all kinds of dumb stuff today. Swim captain, we'll have Thai food delivered to class. Becky Vaughn will set up roommates slip and slide.
This is high school. Nothing that happens here matters in the real world.